Imagine you're a bear sitting by a river, looking over the river, waiting for your next meal. Imagine all the fish jumping up, trying to get upstream to find a proper mate, lay some eggs. Imagine you look at all these fish. Imagine with your well-trained eyes from years in the wild, looking, thinking to yourself, "Oh, that one's a little gray. That one might have diseases. That one looks like it's got worms. Ooh, that one's good." Boom. You grab it. You grab it with your advanced predatory skill. You don't want to catch any bad fish, obviously. You don't want to get any parasites or anything like that. Now imagine, if you will, that your mind works the same way. You are a bear looking at a river. All those fish jumping up, jumping up, jumping up. Every fish just kind of passing along. You didn't summon them, you didn't create them. They're not your making. But there's something you want. And there's something you need to survive. Those fish are like your thoughts. See, we walk through the day with thousands and thousands of thoughts rushing through our minds, especially with social media, especially with short form content really scrambling our brains, making us feel like kind of jumpy, you know? All these thoughts just coming in and out, in and out, in and out. People say control your thoughts, and that's something you can do, yeah. But it depends on the person. No matter who you are or where you are, unless maybe you're a masterful Shaolin monk who's lived his whole life in meditation, maybe in 1 minute of that life, can you live without any thoughts? It's just something that automatically happens, automatically. Now, throughout my life, I always imagined that thoughts were something our brains made. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to claim I'm a master psychologist or anything like that. But I'm going to tell you what works for me. It works better to imagine your thoughts not as something you make, but as something you catch. Our brains are like radio antennas, catching signal after signal after signal, right? And it is our job to determine the best frequency, the best frequency to turn to. It's our job to do that. A lot of people have thrown aside this job. A lot of people don't believe it's their job. A lot of people believe that the world is supposed to behave in such a way that these horrible frequencies don't enter their mind. That's not how it works. The world doesn't cater to us. In the same way, the river does not cater to the bear. Just because the bear wants a fresh meal or something to bring home to its cubs doesn't mean it's the fish's responsibility to be a perfect snack. You have to sift through it. You have to parse all these things. Okay, what's useful? What isn't? What should I be hanging on to? What should I be letting go? Your thoughts are just like those fish. You're going to get them. You're going to get them, you're going to get them, and you're going to get them. They'll be in your sight, you'll see them. It'll feel like voices in your head, right? If that's how you think. A lot of people don't think like that. A lot of people think in colors and shapes and noises and all sorts of weird stuff. But it is your job, not anyone else's, to determine which thoughts are worthy of your mind. Nobody, well, that's not going to say nobody, but most people don't really accept this reality. Most people look and go, okay, These thoughts are entering my head. They're bad thoughts. I can't have these thoughts. What? I thought about punching this dude in the face because he looked at me weird. What the fuck's wrong with me? Those are normal things. Oh, I thought, oh my god, I'm having these sexual thoughts that I should be guilty about. Oh my god, why am I looking at this person that way? Why am I looking at my teacher that way? Why am I looking at my friend's wife that way? How could I think of that? But these are just thoughts. These are not things you should feel guilty about. What's important are the thoughts that you catch. They're the thoughts that you allow into your mind. They are the thoughts that you intentionally feed yourself, because that's true. That's another part of it. You can manually put thoughts in your head. You can manually summon thoughts to your mind. If you intend to think of something, then you'll most likely think of it. Think of a pink elephant right now. You probably just did. And that's more along the lines of me just putting it into your head, but you have control of that too. Make yourself think of anything right now. Whatever you want it to be, just think of anything and see how you can just do it. I can think about Xbox 360 or hot women at the beach or the boring math class I had in 7th grade. I can think about those things. I can grab it, I can visualize it, I can pluck it out of the air when it's jumping out of the river, which is the stream of consciousness. I can choose what I catch in my mind. I can choose which thoughts are worthwhile, and I can choose which thoughts I can just let go. Now, people can have invasive thoughts. Absolutely. People can have intrusive thoughts. People can be so conditioned to think horrible thoughts, negative thoughts, because of what they watched, because of what they've been subjected to, because of the chemical makeup of their brains. A lot of people who have PTSD, a lot of people who are traumatized by life, let's say they were in a war or a car accident or some horrible thing where someone almost killed them or something, they have these issues where their mind really hangs on to the finer details of those moments. And when those finer details come up again, they freak out. If a war veteran hears fireworks, he's gonna freak out because it sounds like gunshots, sounds like rockets, explosions, bombs bursting in the air. And it's a really messed up thing if you think about it. 4th of July, Independence Day, we shoot off fireworks, freaking all the veterans out. Or, if you're attacked, assaulted, and that guy was wearing a beard and had a yellow jacket on. Every time you see someone with a yellow beard anytime you see someone with a yellow jacket and a beard, you're going to freak out. Those thoughts are going to come rushing back. And I'm not saying those are not involuntary. I'm not saying the river can't be poisoned. What I'm saying is you have control. And this is the way you got to think of your mind. You cannot be guilty. You cannot feel guilty about the thoughts that go through your mind because it's completely randomized. It is completely unique to your makeup, your chemical makeup, and to your situation. Don't feel guilty. You see something, you think about something. Thought crimes are not a thing. You want to think about that sort of thing? 1984, good book, go read it. Talks about thought crimes all the time. Thought crimes are not crimes. It is not a crime to think about something. It is, and for one of the major reasons, that it's just way easier to think about something than it is to do it. You should know this, being a ambitious person, you know? It's much easier to think about your success than it is to actually go and achieve your success. So, that's pretty much what I want to get across. Don't feel guilty about your thoughts. Don't throw it by the wayside and go, "Oh God, I can't control my thoughts. They just come in and I'm beholden to them." You're in control. Work on it right now. Practice it as much as you can. You know you can. Capiche? All right.